Hello Jurassic fans! In today's video, I am making a massive sauropod sanctuary for the Apatosaurus and Camarasaurus in Prehistoric Kingdom. I set up the fencing for this enclosure already, as well as a viewing area for the guests, which I'll show you more of later. To start things off, I created natural paths of tropical substrate in various areas around the enclosure to simulate areas that are heavily trodden by dinosaurs. I'll also use them as guidelines for where I'm going to place trees later on. Then I used sand in a similar fashion and lined the water to appear as though the enclosure is located on a beach side where foliage has grown through the sand over time. I also made the sand look kind of splotchy, just to give the water a little bit more depth. After I had the ground textures completed, I started filling in all the areas that still had grass with tropical trees, making sure to avoid the substrate paths. In some spots, I used the tropical vegetation brush, but in other spots, I used the palm forest and tropical prairie brushes too. I didn't want the whole enclosure to be super dense to where you couldn't see the dinosaurs, especially with the viewing platform located in the center so far from the edges. So in certain areas, I left the foliage open and clear, and for one of the parts that I did want to be dense, I lined the guest staircase up to the viewing platform with thick foliage. That way it would maintain a mysterious, jungle-ish vibe until they reached the top. To add some extra texture to the foliage, I placed some redwood trees sparsely here and there, which created a cool contrast between the dark green tropical colors and the reddish-yellow colors of the redwoods, not to mention the extra height the trees gave to the forest. With this enclosure containing nothing but sauropods, I wanted to be sure their heads weren't towering over everything else in the exhibit, so having tall, looming trees was a good addition. I finished up with the foliage and started to add some rock formations so the rocky guest platform wouldn't feel quite so out of place. Last but not least, I made sure to add feeders and the normal dinosaur welfare requirements, and now it is ready for its beautiful new inhabitants. This exhibit is home to 2 male and 4 female apatosaurs, as well as 2 male and 3 female camarasaurs. The straw beds for the dinosaurs are located in this section underneath the guest viewing platform, which has a glass floor, allowing the guests to look down at the resting dinosaurs below. Now to finish with the platform. I created some information signs and put 2 for each species: Apatosaurus ajax, Camarasaurus grandis, and Camarasaurus supremus. After that, I moved on to adding some binoculars so that the guests could see further into the enclosure. Now for a full view of both the exhibit and the viewing platform. That's everything for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and stay tuned for more.